2 out of the 16 books I was hoping to reread. Today I'm wrapping up everything that I read in June and planning out my July TBR. Now, June was set up to be a pretty ambitious month for me. I didn't quite get through everything that I wanted, but let me tell you what I did get through. Now, I made it through 8 books in the month of June. I read 1,169 pages, and let me just say, audiobooks carried me through the month of June and probably will carry me through July as well. And, okay, I'm embarrassed. All right. I listened to 115 hours and 13 minutes worth of audiobooks in June. With having kids, audiobooks are a huge, huge asset for me. So, what did I get through for the month of June? The first book that I made my way through was Lightbringer by Pierce Brown. I did a mixture of eyeball reading and audiobook, but I primarily listened on audio. I just love the narrators for the Red Rising saga. They are so good. And guys, Pierce Brown did it again. He crushed me. He crushed me in here. It wasn't as brutal as Dark Age, but it hurt. And I'm also nervous for how he's going to wrap everything up in Red God. I feel like he has a lot of things to wrap up, and I'm not sure he can do that in one book. Tourist Season. Now, I did listen to Tourist Season already when it came out last year, but I wanted to give it a quick re-listen before Harvest Season because I just love Brynne Weaver's writing, and I love Samantha Brentmore, the audiobook narrator, the female audiobook narrator. I love her voice. So I was like, you know what? Let's just squeeze in a quick re-listen of Tourist Season. So I did, and I immediately went into Harvest Season by Brynne Weaver, and I think that I might like it even more than Tourist Season. And I said Tourist Season was probably Brynne's greatest work. Like, I love it. I just love this trilogy so far. There's going to be one more book. It's going to be a trilogy. And I'm excited. I'm super excited. Now, Harvest Season ends on a doozy of a cliffhanger. Diabolical. But I trust Brynne that she's going to bring us through this. And my book club, The Archives, we read The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. And that was really good. I wasn't too sure about it at the beginning. I felt like I was like, I don't know, I'm not really vibing. But then it gets so good, I couldn't stop. As soon as I finished The Dragon Republic, I went straight on to The Burning God. And The Burning God was not on my plans, and I think this is what really derailed my month, because the audiobook for The Burning God was 23 hours and 47 minutes. So that took up a lot of my time. But whatever. It was really good. It was the perfect ending to the Poppy War trilogy, even though it was brutal and devastating. I think that was the ending that it needed to have, as much as I hated it. So yeah, that was an easy 5 stars for me. I had an arc for Songs of the Dead by Brandon Sanderson and Peter Orullian. I got that on NetGalley. That came out this month, so if you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. It is book 1 of the Estrada Wars. And this is a contemporary fantasy, and the magic system revolves around music and light. And basically, like, the dead of the past are not happy with the way that things are happening in the present, and they're basically wanting to wage war on, like, present day society. And it was super interesting. It was intriguing. I had an arc for A Deal Once Made by C.A. Blooming, which also came out this month. It's out right now. This is book 2. And the first book was A Bond in Blood. And I thought that this was really good. I believe that this was a duet, so I think that it's over. Well, I don't know. There was an epilogue that made me unsure. But I do believe that it was supposed to be a duet. And it was intriguing. It's like Under the Mountain in ACOTAR, but like the whole book is like that. You know what I mean? It's good. It's like a dark romance and fantasy. I recommend. And then I have The Flame and the Frost by Olivia Boothe. And this is another arc that I got on NetGalley. It actually just came out today, June 30th. And this is a Norse-inspired friends to lovers, Jack Frost reimagining. My top 3 books for the month of June are definitely Lightbringer by Pierce Brown. Pierce's writing is just so phenomenal. That series is definitely not overhyped. When I first started Red Rising, I was like, okay, I think this series is overhyped. But as I continued in the series, No, it's not overhyped at all. Harvest Season by Brynne Weaver. Again, I love Brynne Weaver. I love her writing. I love how she does this serial killer rom-com. It's humorous, it's funny, it's spicy, but there's plot, right? There's like stuff happening. There's plot happening. And she's tackling difficult themes like, grief and loss and, mental health. And it's just, she's fantastic. I love it. Number 3, if I had to pick, it would be The Burning God. The Burning God was fantastic and the perfect wrap up for the Poppy War trilogy. That was my June. There were a few books that I had intended to read or hoped to read, and they unfortunately didn't make the cut this month, but we're going to put them into July. So in July, I am planning on reading A Court of Wings and Ruin, and this will be a reread for me. I'm trying to reread the Maas verse before the new books come out in October. And my book club, The Archives, will be reading Project Hail Mary, which I am excited about. That's been on my TBR for a while. And then the podcast book club, Read and Yap with Akakak, we are reading The Poisoned Daughter again. We are doing that for June and July. So I didn't get to it in June, so I'll be reading it in July. I'm going to do Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood, Rules for the Summer by Megan Quinn, Who Hears the Water's Call by Sophia St. Germain. I have an arc for that. It comes out, I believe, July 22nd. And I cannot wait to read that arc, but I've been putting it off just a teensy bit because I know that I'm going to be glued to it, and I've got a few other things to finish up first. And I'm also hoping to get to Throne of Glass, my reread of Throne of Glass this month, because it's July, and I have read 2 out of the 16 books I was hoping to reread, so I'm going to have to step up my game just a little bit, but I think I can do it. I think we can do it, guys. I think July might be looking a little ambitious for me as well. There are a few hopefuls that I kind of hope to get to, but I think I'm already booked. So we'll see where July takes me. Audiobooks, honestly, are probably going to carry me through July again. The kids are home and it's just easier to listen on audio while I'm like doing things around the house versus trying to read with the kids home. We'll see what happens. So that is everything that I read in the month of June and everything that I have planned for July. I want to know, what was your favorite book that you read in June, and what is the first book that you're going to pick up in July? If you're a mood reader like me and you want more content like this, go ahead and give me a follow, subscribe, give me a like, leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. You could also find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Goodreads, and Fable.